Grandma and Grandpa moved from Cass Lake to Boring when Mom was a sophomore in high school. My Anishinaabe grandmother told my mother not to go out with my father because he was not native. My mother spent the last 2 years in Boring, Oregon, and graduated from Sandy High School. Immediately after graduation, my mother left Oregon and met my father, who was in the Air Force, in Denver, and they got married on June 30th, 1954. I am the oldest of 2 children. I was born in 1955. At 6 months old, we moved from Tampa to Bemidji. When I was a year old, we moved to Brina until the 2nd grade. Then my father became a game warden. Me, my mother, and my sister moved to Boring while he was in training. I grew up on the Leech Lake Reservation and learned how to fish, hunt, and how to speak Anishinaabe-Moan. I had been interested in my native heritage since I was a young boy. Because my father was white, I was told I was white. In 1st grade, I had to fight other kids because I never denied being native. After moving from the reservation to the Iron Range in 3rd grade, I survived by fighting because I was a native kid that didn't fit in. I was told that I was Indian because I was from the reservation, which was fine with me because that's the way I felt. I was proud to be native. I learned more about my culture from my Danish father instead of my mother, so I forgot many teachings but never denied who I was. My mother was more or less in denial of her native heritage. She found it easier to be white in the 50s and early 60s. As I got older, I started asking myself, who am I? So I set out to learn all that I could about my culture. I talked to my grandmother, many elders, attended powwows, and I got involved with the Iron Range Council. In doing so, I've come full circle, turning to a more traditional life. I've come to believe in Mother Earth and the circle of life, trusting in Mother Earth to give all that is necessary in life. It is important for me to pass on the teachings and beliefs of my ancestors to my kids and grandkids. I saw a letter that was to the Iron Range Council asking for delegates to join the White Earth Constitutional Reform Committee. I had seen so many families broken up over blood quantum and felt that off-reservation people were not getting representation. I needed to help. I was accepted as one of the delegates. While on the committee, I was contacted by relatives all over the country because they were also interested in connecting to their cultural roots and knowing where they came from. I also helped teach kids the meaning of tobacco, sage, and the meaning of life. I now make it a point in my life to teach all people about my heritage so that the White Earth Nation will span the entire world with our culture and our people. Under the new Constitution, the descendants of all our ancestors who feel they are Anishinaabe can claim their rightful heritage. The new Constitution will reunite families that were divided by the blood quantum. The people who live off the reservation will also get the representation as off-reservation people. These are the things that make me proud of who I am.